Everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Tuesday, and every Tuesday at 2 o'clock Pacific, I jump on with a sketch challenge. And today I'm running a few minutes late. Sorry about that. If you were waiting for me to go live, I'm not sure what happened. Today, I had a meeting this morning, and I've been running behind ever since. So, kind of came home and didn't get organized in time and suddenly realized what time it was. So here I am with a sketch challenge. Now this sketch will go live in about actually 20 minutes now on Instagram and Facebook. So if you miss any of the measurements, you can grab them there. If you're not following me on Instagram or on Facebook, just message me, leave a comment on this video, and I'll give you the measurements. But I do go over all the measurements in this sketch and in the live. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, take the time to subscribe. You can also follow me or join my Facebook group. So the subscribe button is that big red button underneath this video. All right, I'm going to switch over to the sketch and we'll get started on making this card. Okay, so this is the sketch for today. Kind of simple, lots of things you could do with this. So your card base is either 5.5 by 8.5 or 4 1/4 by 11. And then you've got two pieces. So there's a little bit more of the border of the card base. So two pieces that are 3 3/4 by 2.5. Just makes the measurements a whole lot easier to cut half of 5. So those are those two pieces. And then this strip here is 1.5 by 4. And I've set a 1 3/4 inch circle. You could layer that by, I'm going to add a 2-inch circle behind it just to give it a bit of a border. So up to you how you want to do this. And like I said, there's lots of ways you could make this card. I'm going to do a little embossing on this long strip. I'm going to use designer series paper, 2 different patterns on these pieces. But you could do designer series paper and cardstock. You could create your own designer series paper. You could use some embossing. Lots of things you can do, I think, with this sketch. So let me show you what I'm going to use. I'm into the switching over because the mini catalog is now, demonstrators have been able to order the mini catalog. Let me just take this out. Get such a glare from my lights. So I'm kind of using, it's hard to believe, it's something like 30 degrees Celsius here where I live. And so it's kind of hard to believe that I'm into the holiday things. But I'm using the Merriest Trees. I'm just going to use the stamp set today. And really, I'm using it for the sentiments more than anything, because I'm going to let this be, let the designer series paper be the star of the show. This is the bundle that we're using for Your Creativity Awaits for September. So in that kit, you get 6 different cards plus the PDF make and takes. And so you can get that. It includes the stamp set. And if you're interested in that, registration doesn't close until, I'm going to say, the 10th of September, which is the day of our launch party. So if you're interested in this bundle, because there are tree dies that will cut the trees out and a whole bunch of other things, you can get that kit and you'll get the stamp set and then 6 make and take cards. Okay, let me bring in what I'm using for this. I'm kind of combining a few different sweets together. Let me show you. This is actually it's one piece. So this is a piece of, it's called A Walk in the Forest. It is the Stampin' Up! Give Back product. So often Stampin' Up! Has had a product that they use, and from the sale of it, they give back so much to a charity or charities around the world. This one is designer series paper, and they're giving $4 in Canada from every package of this designer series paper that's sold. So you're going to see me using a lot of this just because I love the fact that they're giving back. So I've cut this piece of designer series paper 3 3/4 by 5, and then I just cut it in half to give me my 2 pieces. I'm using Lost Lagoon because I really love the color combination of Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. So my card base is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. So always, as always, fold into the raised line or the mountain. Just gives you the nicest fold, and burnish that with your bone folder. So I've got my 2 pieces here, and they're just going to layer on like that. I'm not going to pop them up with dimensionals. I'm just going to layer them. I love this stripe, but I also love these Christmas trees, or these evergreen trees. I'll just kind of roughly put that there. So as I said, if you wanted to, you could actually use, create your own designer series paper. I could have used embossed cardstock. There we go. That's pretty good. Oopsie. There we go. So that's my card base like that. I like combining 2 different patterns of designer series paper. Now, there it is. Okay, so I have, this is my piece. This is the piece that is cut 1 1/2 by 4. And then I went ahead and I punched out a 1 3/4 inch circle, as well as a 2-inch circle. So from Basic White and Lost Lagoon. But I'm going to take, as I said, I'm kind of combining a few things. This, I think this is called Falling Snow. I might have this wrong. Falling Snowflakes. This is from the Berry Christmas. It's kind of hard to see, but there are snowflakes. It's kind of like falling snow with snowflakes. So I'm going to take and emboss this piece of Pretty Peacock. So let me just grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I keep it pretty simple with just a little bit of embossing and then with punch circles for the sentiments. Sometimes quick and easy cards are the best way, especially if you have a lot of cards. This is a card that you could make a fair number of for Christmas, or if you have a similar, you could use the layout for birthdays as well. So there, I don't know if you can see that. You can see the snow and the snowflakes. So we're just going to put that on like that. I'm going to adhere this flat as well. Like that. Okay, now, like I said, I've punched out a 1 3/4 inch circle and a 2-inch circle from Basic White and Lost Lagoon. So what I want to see, I don't think this is going to fit. I love this the stamp that says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." It's kind of in the shape of a tree, but I don't think, no, it's not going to fit on my circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this, and I'm going to just quickly grab a piece of Basic White. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment in Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to use the sentiment that says, "Hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season." Now, these images on this one are 80%. So this sentiment is quite a bit bigger than what it shows on the cover of the stamp set. So I'm going to stamp that in Pretty Peacock. And then I'm going to take, and there is a tiny, tiny little snowflake. So 3 little snowflakes. So I'm going to stamp the snowflakes, and I'm going to stamp off. So stamp off. So I just kind of want tiny little snowflakes as a background for my sentiment. I don't like kind of plain backgrounds for sentiments I like to have a little bit of a pattern like that. And with this one, because you know me, I can't not fussy cut my sentiments. Okay, so I'm going to just take, and I'm going to kind of deconstruct my sentiment piece. So I'm going to take and gently or carefully cut off the top row that says, hoping your home is filled with the, and then I'm going to take and cut this. But like I said, I've kind of, oopsie, deconstructed my sentiment. Just kind of even it up a little bit. There we go. And then we'll take this. I'm going to deconstruct this even more in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to glue this flat. I'll pop up my sentiment or my circles, but I just want one of them popped up. So use some dimensionals. Everybody's quiet today if you're watching. So if you're on watching, let me know where you're from. Whether you like this stamp set. So we have a few things going on. We have a stamp camp coming up. So actually, first thing I need to tell you is if you ordered from me, I have sent catalogs to anybody who has placed an order with me in the last year. So they went in the mail today. So hopefully you will get your catalog soon. Hopefully Canada Post doesn't take too long to get it to you. And so then some of the other things I have going on, just put this across like that, kind of at the bottom. We have a stamp camp coming up. It's using a product, one of the suites called, I'm kind of just cutting those, one of the suites called Winter Meadow. And so that's coming up in October. So registration for that, of course, will open when the catalog goes live, and the cost of the registration is $132.25 before shipping and taxes. So basically you buy the suite and you get the registration for the stamp camp for free. You get 13 make and take projects plus PDF and YouTube, plus access into the Facebook group where you'll get 13 additional projects that you can make with your suite. So if you're interested in that, I have a pre-registration open so that I can remind you to place your order, or I can put your order in for you come September 6th. So lots of things going on with Christmas coming up, with the holidays coming up. It's hard to believe. Like I said, it's 30 degrees Celsius here. All right, so I kind of deconstructed my label, and then I grabbed these. These are called Faceted Gems Trio Pack, and they are, I believe it's Lost Lagoon, Smoky Slate, let's see, what other colors, and white. I'm not sure what suite these go with, but because it was Lost Lagoon, I thought that they would be perfect for this. So I'm just going to take and put 3. They're quite big actually, but I think they'll be good. All right, and then the last thing, of course, is I need the inside of the card. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp some of these little snowflakes in the bottom corner, like that. And you know what? That stamp, that "We wish you a Merry Christmas" will go perfectly on the inside of my card, since it wouldn't have fit on the other ones. It's kind of cool. It's in the shape of a Christmas tree, which is really cool. Okay, so we'll do this on the inside. My glue is almost running out. So that will go like that. So kept it pretty simple today with the sketch. You could do a lot more. I could have cut some of the trees out, but I really thought I was going to let the designer series paper, again, this is called A Walk in the Forest. And this is the Give Back designer series paper, $4 from every package that's sold while the mini catalog is live, will go to charities in each of the countries. So I think that's an amazing thing that Stampin' Up! Does with that. And I love the fact that it's designer series paper, because we all use a lot of designer series paper when we're creating our Christmas cards. And this paper actually coordinates with a whole bunch of different suites. One of the papers has polar bears on it, and you can actually use the polar bear punch from Berry Christmas. And one of them has big trees on it that you can use the dies from the Merriest Trees stamp or a bundle. So it's really cool that it coordinates with a bunch of different suites in the catalog. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me again. I'm sorry I was late today, but I hope you enjoy the sketch, and stay tuned for it to go live in about 5-6 minutes in Instagram and Facebook. And if you miss it and need the measurements, just reach out to me and I'd be happy to send them to you. I'll be live again tomorrow with my technique. And then Thursday, I'm going to do something different. So I announced in my newsletter today a new thank you program that I have going on. So I'm going to show 3 cards on Thursday, what would have typically been my mystery challenge, but twice a month on a Thursday, I'm going to show you how to make 3 cards. And then if you place an order with me in the next 2 weeks, or in this case, in the 2 weeks leading up to the end of August, I will send you the make and take kit for these cards. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited to launch this new program. All right, everybody, hope you have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye.